You know, it feels like these days we're just drowning in information.
Oh, yeah.
But how do we actually like move beyond just skimming the surface
Right.
and like master something new?
Yeah.
I'm talking about that kind of learning that like really sticks.
Yeah.
The kind you can apply to real life,
Uh-huh.
not just, the stuff you just spit back on a test.
It's about moving from that passive absorption to like active engagement.
Okay.
Think about it this way. You could read a cookbook cover to cover.
Yeah.
Or you could get in the kitchen and actually bake something.
Right.
Which one leads to a deeper understanding?
Definitely getting your hands dirty.
Yeah.
But when it comes to learning, what's the equivalent of that mixing bowl and oven?
I think it often starts with a spark of genuine curiosity.
Okay.
Think back to something you've truly mastered.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there was some initial fascination there.
Yeah.
A desire to dig deeper.
Yeah.
And understand not just the what, but the why.
Okay, so curiosity is the fuel. But what's the engine that drives deep learning?
There's this technique called the Feynman Technique.
Right.
It's named after this famous physicist.
Okay.
And imagine you're trying to explain a complex concept
Mm-hmm.
from one of your sources to like a child.
Okay.
You would have to break it down,
Yeah.
simplify it,
Right.
find creative ways to make it understandable.
So it's like teaching becomes a tool for self-discovery.
Yeah,
You only truly grasp something when you can explain it clearly to someone else.
exactly.
Oh, wow.
And those moments where you stumble
Uh-huh.
or you realize you can't quite articulate something,
Yeah.
those are gold.
Okay.
They highlight the gaps in your knowledge
Right.
and point you back to where you need to focus your learning.
That makes so much sense.
Right.
But isn't there a danger of oversimplifying things?
Uh-huh.
How do we ensure we're not just, like, dumbing things down?
That's where deliberate practice comes in.
Okay.
It's not just about mindless repetition, but focused effort designed to push you beyond your comfort zone.
Okay.
So imagine you're learning a new language.
Mhm.
Deliberate practice would involve not just memorizing vocabulary lists,
Right.
but actively using those words in conversation,
Yeah.
even if it feels awkward at first.
Okay, so it's about actively seeking out challenges
Mm-hmm.
and working through those initial struggles to solidify the learning.
Precisely.
That's
It's like exercising a muscle.
Yeah.
The more you push yourself, the stronger you become.
Okay.
And just like a weightlifter needs to progressively increase the weight they lift,
Right.
we need to constantly challenge ourselves with increasingly complex material and applications.
Okay.
Yeah. And just like a weightlifter needs like proper rest and recovery.
Yeah.
So do we in our learning journey,
Right.
that's where reflection comes in.
Okay.
It's about taking the time to step back
Mm-hmm.
and ask yourself, like, what have I learned?
Wow.
Where do I still have gaps?
Yeah.
How can I connect this to what I already know?
So it's not just about like cramming our brains full of information,
Right.
but about like making sense of it all,
Yeah.
organizing it in a way that's meaningful to us.
Absolutely. Think of it like building a mental model.
Okay.
Each new piece of information adds to that model,
Right.
but you need to actively connect it to the existing structure.
Okay.
And sometimes you might realize that a new piece doesn't quite fit,
Uh-huh.
which means you need to revisit your understanding
Yeah.
or even challenge your previous assumptions.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It makes me think of how our understanding of the universe has evolved over time.
Yeah.
New discoveries often force us to revise our previous models and theories.
Exactly. And that's why embracing mistakes is so crucial to deep learning.
Okay.
They're not failures, but opportunities to refine our understanding.
Right.
Each time we stumble, we gain valuable feedback that helps us course correct
Uh-huh.
and move closer to mastery.
This all reminds me of that quote by Samuel Beckett.
Oh, yeah.
Ever tried, ever failed, no matter try again, fail better.
Yeah,
It seems like that's the essence of deep learning, isn't it?
it really is. And just like a sculptor revisits their work,
Mm-hmm.
chiseling away at the imperfections we need to continually revise our understanding,
Yeah.
this could involve rereading material,
Right.
practicing skills,
Yeah.
or even seeking out different perspectives.
Okay.
The key is to never settle for a superficial grasp,
Right.
but to constantly strive for a deeper, more nuanced comprehension.
So to sum up,
Yeah.
we've got curiosity as the spark,
Mhm.
the Feynman technique as the tool for self-discovery,
Uh-huh.
deliberate practice,
Right.
the way to push ourselves beyond our comfort zone, and
Yeah.
reflection and revision as the glue that holds it all together.
Exactly.
It's a pretty powerful combination.
It is indeed. And remember, deep learning isn't a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
It's about finding what works best for you, experimenting with different techniques,
Mhm.
and constantly refining your process. The journey itself is as important as the destination.
I love that it's about embracing the process, the ups and downs and the joy of continuous discovery.
Hmm.
And it strikes me that deep learning isn't just an individual pursuit.
Yeah.
It's something we can do together, isn't it?
Absolutely. Sharing our knowledge,
Yeah,
challenging each other's perspectives, and collaborating on projects
right.
can all deepen our understanding. Think of it like a community of learners,
Well,
each contributing their unique insights and helping each other grow.
that's a beautiful image. And it brings us back to that idea of curiosity being the fuel
Hmm.
when we're surrounded by others who are just as passionate about learning as we are.
Yeah,
It's contagious, isn't it?
it really is. And that shared enthusiasm can propel us to even greater depths of understanding.
This has been such an insightful conversation. I feel like we've uncovered so many valuable strategies for not just learning,
Yeah.
but truly mastering new information.
And remember, it's not about becoming an expert overnight. It's about embracing the journey, the challenges,
Hmm.
and the continuous pursuit of deeper understanding.
It seems like the real key to deep learning is shifting our mindset.
Mm.
Instead of seeing it as a chore or a race to the finish line,
Yeah.
we need to embrace it as an ongoing adventure,
You know.
a process of continuous growth and discovery.
And that shift in mindset can be incredibly empowering.
Yeah,
It frees us from the pressure of perfection
right.
and allows us to approach learning with a sense of playfulness and curiosity.
It makes me think of how children learn.
Uh-huh.
They're not afraid to experiment,
Yeah.
make mistakes, to ask why 100 times.
Right.
They're driven by a pure desire to understand the world around them.
Hmm.
Maybe we need to tap back into that childlike wonder.
I think that's a brilliant insight.
Yeah.
When we approach learning with that same sense of curiosity and openness,
Yeah.
the possibilities become limitless.
So what's one practical step our listeners can take today to start cultivating that deeper approach to learning?
I would encourage them to choose one thing they're truly curious about.
Right.
It could be a skill, a subject, a hobby,
Yeah.
and commit to exploring it deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about becoming an expert overnight.
Right.
Focus on the process, the journey of discovery,
Yeah.
and allow yourself to get lost in the learning.
It's like choosing a path in a forest
Yeah.
and not worrying too much about where it leads, but just enjoying the walk, the sights, the sounds, the unexpected discoveries along the way.
That's a beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
And remember, every step you take, every
Mhm.
challenge you overcome,
Yeah.
every aha moment you experience
Right.
adds to the richness of that journey.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today.
Oh, of course, it's been a pleasure.
I think this conversation has given us all a lot to think about
Yeah.
and some practical tools to start putting deep learning into practice.
Remember, deep learning is a gift you give yourself,
Yeah,
a gift that keeps on giving.
absolutely. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.